Hi everybody, welcome back. So in this video, people are talking about guys who deliberately baby trap women. Take a look.
This is to all the girls. Be careful who gets you pregnant, because literally some guys will get you pregnant to humble you or to control you or to literally dim your light. Even though pregnancy is a blessing, having a child is a blessing, their intention to get you pregnant is not because of love. It's to slow you down. Or another reason that I've heard, because I used to be a homie back in the day, it's to literally for them to have the bragging rights to say that they are connected to you or attached to you for the rest of your life. So really be picky with who you get pregnant for.
Women have been the ones who have always been accused of baby trapping men, especially when the men have money. I love that there's a man who has explained this, because if women talk about it, like, oh yeah, but like women are lying, like it's not true, but it's true. It's a real thing. I do agree that a lot of women unknowingly have been baby trapped by men. Okay, men who want to halt their progress, men who want to humble them, and so on and so forth.
DDG done trapped the Little Mermaid with a baby. See, in society, we always talk about how women trap lit men with babies, but we don't really talk enough about how men know when they got them one too. They know just when to trap you. Nah, she trying to break up with me right before summer. Yeah, let me put a baby in her. Oh, she just got a new job. She making more money. She feeling herself. Let me put a baby in her. Oh, she get more attention. She lost some weight. She got in shape. Yeah, let me put a baby in her. Yeah, y'all ain't slick. Y'all be trapping too.
Right? But I did compile a few clips. So let's get into the video.
Do women really baby trap men, or is there a possibility that it's the other way around? Men baby trap women. Men baby trap women into exploitative, gendered household labor dynamics that are weighted against women. Men baby trap women into long periods of low or no income when they've had kids. Men literally baby trap women inside the home with infants who are difficult to take out into a man-made world that is hostile to people who are breastfeeding or using prams and strollers. Men baby trap us into being too busy as primary carers to participate in the public life and activities that can gain us political power, which gives us the ability to create change for ourselves. Men baby trap women into abusive relationships where we are too physically and financially vulnerable to leave. And even if a man is meaningfully concerned about getting someone pregnant and he wants to control his reproductive choices, he always has the choice of wearing a condom. He also has the choice of standing up for women's reproductive rights. And even if that condom fails, as contraceptives sometimes do, and he accidentally gets someone pregnant, it's not him who will be trapped.
You don't be here taking care of her. You don't be going through all the stressful stuff that I be going through. Sure. I want to go out. I want to go to the club. I want to travel. I want to be able to get up at 2 a.m. and go hang with my friends if I want to do it. And you don't be nowhere to be found.
What? I'm working. What are you talking about?
Doing what?
And you sound real selfish like that. Saying that. You sound real selfish.
I'm alone. You're supposed to be her father, and I'm alone.
I am her father, and I am here with her. So
where do you be at? Because you might as well be an absent baby daddy, and I might as well put you on child support.
Oh, my God.
To be honest.
Well, where the baby at right now?
With your mother.
With my mother.
Yeah, because you want to sit here and put a camera in my face.
But you told me she was going to be here with you.
Why would she be here with me when I don't want her?
Oh my God, you sound real selfish, man. I don't even understand how we even going through this right now.
Because you don't be here. I gotta sit there and bathe your child every night. I gotta sit
But that's
here.
what you supposed to do.
I gotta every night. Well, I gotta put her to sleep. I gotta sit here and take her to the doctor when she's sick. I gotta sit here and take her in and out the store with a bike. Her car seat almost as big as me. Heavy. You don't be nowhere. I gotta take her in and out the store. It's hot. I gotta sit there, get her hair done. Daycare expensive. You barely help with that. You don't help with no bills in this house. We living on Section 8. What are you here for? I don't want to do this alone. You wanted this kid. You sat there on your knees, crying, begging, snotting. Okay, because you said you was gonna be here.
Oh, all right, and I'm here. So why we going through this?
You're arguing with me, but you're not here when it counts. You're not here when it counts. So I don't want her. So you can either go pick her up from your mother's house, or she'll be at the fire station next week, and I'm gonna be in Miami next somewhere.
Things men will never tell women, but are very obvious. Yes, a man is crazy enough to get you pregnant all for the sake of keeping you stagnant or trapping you. A lot of women consistently ask me this question all the time, and my answer is yes, they are crazy enough to do it. Some of them, though. A lot of these men ain't even allergic to latex. They just want the satisfaction of knowing that they touched your inside. They've been absolutely lying to y'all for years just to feel the real thing. Cause misery likes company, and a man like this will create the silliest goals at the expense of you. Is he crazy enough to get me pregnant and not give a me? Yes. And the crazy sad part is that you were just the unlucky one. Because usually men like this are the ones that get turned down a lot and only get lucky on rare occasions. So what do? They tend to take advantage of that opportunity. They realize some of y'all were easy targets to shed their misery off onto. They usually scare or intimidate most women off because of the lack of self-control that they have. And whatever woman becomes an option that chooses to stay, they make their life a living hell. And on that occasion, they're playing process of elimination to know that which woman is the most patient. If they know that you're a woman who's caring with a big heart and gullible enough, they also know how to manipulate and don't weasel their way out of getting the stuff from you without actually giving a kid that they helped create. A man like this will be more than willing to get you pregnant just to keep you stagnant just so he can have the whole kitty cat to himself. Like, I know you got dreams and aspiration, love, but to him it's dreams. Sit around that phone until I call you to get what I want from you. That's usually the thought process going through his mind when he's in the middle of doing it. I know, right? Sinister. Now you're probably wondering, that can't be the reason. You're probably looking for a whole other layer to this whole scheme. But that's what got you here in the first place. Stop looking for another layer with him. There is no other layer. Stop looking for one and stop giving the nigga fit of the doubt. Honestly, sticking around trying to see it through is only going to make you look silly. Like, stop manifesting seeing something that other men know for a fact isn't there. Because this man is very much the opposite of mysterious, so he shouldn't be looked at as so. And we see that shit in like the first 5 minutes of you knowing him. That you're just a piece of meat to him, and he's lonely enough and narcissistic enough to trap you. And because he has time, remember, as people always have an immense amount of time on their hands. And time is the most valuable thing that a can take from you, f***ing. Time is more valuable than all shit combined because all shit can get replaced. Also have to understand that a lot of these men are easily amused too. So with that being said, getting you knocked up and having you emotionally manipulated and devoted to him isn't a hard thing for him to do. Because they only try that shit that they know they can manipulate. Because they eliminate their whole roster in the beginning and just keep a couple after. It's easy to make anybody love blind and fall for you. They just sell you a dream. But of course you're not obligated to buy it. But surely it's easy to get you to buy if he knows that you're gullible enough to buy it. This is the epitome of misery loves company. Misery is cuddling with company right now.
Yes, I don't want our kid no more. I'm sorry.
What? I'm about to have full transparency because videos like this trigger me and it takes me to a very dark place. Go back and watch a full video, and if you're a single parent mom or dad, you'll understand what she's saying. This young mom is overworked, and take it from someone that doesn't share this side of her. It's a lot. Being a single parent ain't no joke, and that's why I am when I see these young girls say they don't want kids, I am the first person to say, don't have them. Whether you're married or not, have kids when you are ready. And if you don't ever want kids, don't have them. As much as I love my two, it's a lot when it's everything that's on you, from sunrise to sunset, even when you sleep. So many people sadly will watch that video and say she's a deadbeat mom, she don't want her child. But truly they're lacking the bigger picture that she's more than likely taking on everything. Because just by him recording this, I can't tell him don't do much.
Parent. You know what I'm saying?
Parent too.
Yes,
I don't
know.
want our kid no more.
So I'm on her side for this, because if you watch a little more into the video, it's not that she just wants to go clubbing, it's that she never wanted to be a mom in the first place. He begged her to have a baby. He begged her and said that he was going to be there. He was going to take care of the baby. But he ended up being a liar and just never did it. He never ended up doing that. He never ended up taking care of the baby. He's never around. He's always working, but he doesn't even provide. She provides. She's the primary provider. She's constantly taking care of the kid, even though she never wanted to have a kid in the first place. The only reason she had the kid is because he said he would be taking care of their kid, but he doesn't. So he just fully lied to her and coerced her into having a child that he's not even going to take care of and doesn't even provide for. But apparently she's a bad guy. Okay.
This was not about having a baby. He wanted to trap her. He wanted to take her down a peg. He always wanted to be connected to her. He always wanted a place to stay. And he's mad. What he's really mad about is not he's not concerned about the baby. He's mad that it didn't work. This man begged her to have a baby and couldn't even be bothered to show up for delivery. He don't care. This was to take her down a peg. And if you're young and beautiful, if you are a woman on a path and you're growing in your career, if you are on a weight loss journey, honey, the men around you will use pregnancy to slow you down. And more women need to put their foot down and be just like her.
I, 18 male, found out that my father, 42 male, baby trapped my mother, 40 female, with me. I grew up thinking my mother had abandoned us. That is what they always told me. He told me my mother packed up and left us when I was 2 years old. I grew up to resent and hate her, mainly because I saw how my father was working super long hours to make ends meet. I hated how my grandma basically had to raise me. When I would ask her about my mother, my grandma painted a picture of a bitter, spiteful, hateful, spoiled, and entitled woman. I felt very justified in my anger and hate for her. That's what my family told me, and I had absolutely no reason to doubt them. A few weeks ago, I found her on social media, and I was so mad. She was out there living her best life. She is a chef in a Michelin star restaurant. She travels, has a huge apartment, and apparently is married to a gorgeous man. In a fit of rage, I DM'd her, cursing her out for abandoning me to live her frivolous life and that karma would come to her. She obviously saw it. Instead of going off on me, she just asked me to meet her and that she felt like I had a right to express my anger to her in person and that she owed me as much. I was starstruck because my father said she never stood for the consequences of her actions. Without telling anyone, I agreed. She invited me to this amazing restaurant. She paid an Uber for me and everything. It was all very awkward at the beginning. I kept berating her. I was so angry. I cried a little. She just sat there and took it all in. I then asked her why she abandoned me. She then asked, "Do you really want to know the whole story? It is not nice and you will not like it. I am ready to be the bad guy in your head forever and keep my distance." I just kept pressuring her, and then she told me the real story. She told me that my father and her shortly met before ending university. At that time, my mother had said she did not want to stay in the university's town. A few months after dating, my father told her that his landlord was evicting him because the apartment was needed for immediate family use. She offered him to stay while he found something else. Months passed and he was not doing anything. Then she got a job in another country. She told my father that he could take over her apartment or come with her. They had a huge fight where my mother told him that she was not ready for this type of commitment he wanted. She wanted different things in life than him and that as much as she loved him, they weren't compatible. They stayed living together and then one day she found out that she was pregnant. She told me honestly that she was thinking of not having me. She did not feel ready to be a mom at 22. She did not feel maternal feelings. She said she was already struggling with depression and late diagnosed ADHD. My father convinced her to have me. He said he would take me because he had a right to me. He would go after her because that baby was also his. So she had me. She said the time after birth was really bad. My father was dragging out legal procedures. He refused to vacate the home. My mother said that while she felt love for me and that there were moments where she felt overjoyed, it was overshadowed by huge waves of suicidal ideation. She was scared that she was going to hurt me. She also showed me some of the court documents of the time that backed up her claims. In the end, she was so desperate that she agreed to stay with my father if he agreed to be the main caretaker. He did, but only half-assed. My mother told me that it got so bad that she tried to commit suicide around my 2nd birthday after a particularly nasty fight where my father admitted to having tampered with her birth control. She showed me the papers of the involuntary 72 hours commitment and the legal documents where she found unfit to be a parent afterward. I felt nauseous after all of that. I would not have believed her hadn't she brought so much evidence with her. She then asked what I meant in my message that we were struggling. I told her that we were not exactly rich and that I was struggling to come up with the money to go to university in another city. She was bewildered and asked me what my father had been doing with the monthly payments she was making. I told her that we don't receive that money. Then she took out a stack of papers. Guys, she is sending child support every month. It is almost $3,000 every month. She is court mandated to pay me $1,500, but she doubled the payments out of her own will. She doesn't have to pay that amount. She wants to. She was very concerned about this and told me that she would talk to her lawyers ASAP to transfer the money to me directly. In the end, she apologized to me. She is very sorry to have put me through this. She was very sorry for not being stronger and she was very sorry for letting me grow up the way I did. She was crying. I was crying. She then told me to take my time. She wouldn't contact me again regarding the payments and that it was up to me if I wanted to see her again. That she couldn't be the mother I wanted, but the least she could do is help me with anything that I need. I hugged her. I cried. She cried. I boxed up my food and she got me another Uber home. At home, my father was not there, so I went straight to bed and left early the next morning and I'm staying with my boyfriend. Whole life is a lie.
Y'all baby mamas by luck, cause the today her would never.
It is not by luck, it is by design. Young ladies, listen to me when I tell you this. If you are maturing, you feel yourself growing up, you want simplicity, you got some goals, you're headed somewhere, and the guy that you're with now, you've come to realize you can't be with him anymore. Either because you're tired of his BS, or he's getting in the way of your goals, or where you want to be, he just can't come with you. He can feel it. He can sense it. She's about to leave me. And if this guy is just used to having control over you, or he's scared of losing you, or he just doesn't want to let you go, he's going to try and get you pregnant. You're going to see him one last time, and now you're pregnant. Once you have his baby, he can stake claim to you for the rest of your life. That's my child's mother. There are some guys out there that will get you pregnant to slow you down. There's some guys out there that will get you pregnant in hopes that nobody else will want you. You'll have to keep coming back to him. There's some guys out there that will get you pregnant so that they can keep being in your damn phone. Once you feel it in your soul, once you have that clarity, I promise you he could pick up on it and stay on your birth control game. If you're not on birth control, go get on it. Do not let that man get you pregnant. I promise you, don't do it.
Right? It makes a lot of sense. All the explanations that they give, okay? Men who want to halt your progress, men who want to humble you, men who want to just say that they have a baby by you. So because a lot of women and are of their mindset, like we are told from a young, don't have a baby by different men, okay? So if you have one child with him, you're stuck with him forever, especially if you want to have more kids. So you're like, oh, let me finish having my kids with him, and he'll be using you and taking your labor for free, to satisfy his needs, because he doesn't have to go through it. His body would not change. Nothing is going to hurt him. Most of them do not even take part in raising those children. You end up being the one taking care of the children. All they do is put their name on the birth certificate. So ladies, shine your eye. You have options, okay? If they are not going to protect themselves, you can protect yourself. Your life is in your own hands. You have the power to run your life, okay? Let me know about what you think of all of this in the comment section, okay? And I'll see you again with another video, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye.